I am the Overseer, and I see all beyond time and space, from dimensions of the past, to ages of another time, to futures unforeseen. Through my special device, I will witness the story of 4 individuals and discover their place in the universe.
We find ourselves in the war room, a hyperkinetic training room that has the ability to enclose a team of trainees in essentially what is a shell that is contained and powered by tachyon particles, allowing it to be displaced from time itself, giving each individual the advantage on being able to train longer than the average human being, or alien, or cyborg. In fact, in this particular training center, we find our 4 heroes making themselves the best version they have ever been in their lives. We're going to go through a little bit of a montage at this moment to see exactly how our heroes on the crew of this ship now, commanders of what will be surely an epic battle against rogue rangers as they travel through the wormhole to a destination as of yet unknown. We'll start with Reba Cycler.
All right, yeah, Reba has this whole thing where she starts her initial part downloading a new program off of the Cycler Cybernetics secret website. It's some new tech that they have been developing and is yet untested, so she starts that downloading and then gets to work on her own attachments. Detaching her arm, she starts fiddling with it, adding new and improved upgrades to all the little parts and pieces. I love the image of her arm laying on a table, a bunch of tools in her mouth as she welds and fiddles and sparks fly. And then once it's reattached, she plugs in this little chip and starts uploading all this information she downloaded into her own brain.
In that, you hear an upgraded element of an AI directorate, a voice that essentially is very much the equivalent of a Siri or an Amazon, but brought to you by, of course, the wonderful folks at Novaterra Corp. You hear in a voice not too dissimilar from John Hamm, the last surviving celebrity in this long-lost future. Hello, Reba. I'm here to help you. Let's do this.
Well, let's get it going. What do I call you?
Oh, please. You can call me anything you want.
All right, Terry. I'm excited to work together.
Terry. I like that. Reminds me of Terry Former. You know what? I like the whole name. And in this time, you basically become in sync with the AI and allowing yourself to, in this very, Iron Man Jarvis moment, just fully coordinating and being able to use all these new techniques and abilities, which we will find out what exactly they are in due time. Now, we move to Lukas. Lukas, tell us what you're doing in this time of training.
I think it's kind of starting off going back through basic training. I remember hearing a lot, with other things, it's always the basics. You have to go back to the basics sometimes to strengthening your core and shit, So I think he's going through the basics, a quick refresher before doing, because specifically they're preparing for battle. He's doing a lot of archery and other combat training. In fact, I imagine almost So what is this? Is this like a holodeck training? Is it?
Very much so. You
Okay.
all essentially get your own kind of personalized quadrants, and each one catering to the individual needs, and all hard light technology, which is an advanced form of holographs that have a tangible quality to them. In doing so, you're able to use them as workbenches or perhaps training dummies or even exercise equipment, whatever you are able to manifest and your brain can project onto it and create the materials that you need. With that, you get your weapon combat training. You get you remind yourself of the basic training, but you put it up to hardcore level. You are now upping the ante on everything. You are going to become a premier ranger in this outfit, and in that outfit.
Yeah.
Style goes a long way when it comes to being a ranger as well.
Oh, it does, especially in the Radio Rangers.
Is there any modifications to the uniform that you make just for the sake of this new look that you are going for as a reclamation of what you believe the true ranger life is?
The wings. I want to bring back the wings.
And they do, in not just a, you've seen them as the kind of like fabric style uniform piece. These become archangel metallic type style. You get like an Evangelion look to you on the back with some cybernetic embracers, all of which become designed in the hard light technology, but then become instantly 3D printed for your usage.
Nice. I wish
you will discover some particular shielding techniques and maneuverability from yourself that you will able to use these wings for.
Nice. I wish I had I just moved, so I left behind my costume box by accident, so I don't have my wings.
Well, I'll put in post some sort of CG.
Okay. Thank you, much appreciated.
Commit to that now.
God, now I gotta figure it out. Someone's learning After Effects in the next 24 hours. Let's find out what Annie's doing.
So Annie is taking full advantage of having basically free reign of this whole thing for a limited amount of time. So she will randomly, like, in between everybody's things that they're doing, within their vision or something, will pop up a meme somewhere just to like throw them off and tease them. So since she has the free control, she wants to just kind of mess with her teammates a little bit. It's a serious matter, and she thinks it would be fun to kind of lighten the mood a little bit. But she's all doing it sitting in kind of just like the corner of the room, but she is surrounded by pillows and like the most cozy of blankets and all sorts of stuff, with the back of her head basically plugged into the wall, as she's basically giving herself a full system upgrade without any issues.
Seeing the use of the 3D printing technology being used by your cohorts, you do discover that you have now a upgraded plan schematic of what you believe during your time in the simulation to be your own body. So with that, you essentially have a now companion to reroute any sort of abilities and use them remotely. What do we call this new little spider-bot companion?
Her, just like me, Annie's favorite animal is a moth. And despite it still being a bug, she's going to give it wings even if it doesn't work. And she's just going to call it Mothy.
And Mothy, essentially like a drone, has similar chrome style wings to Lukas, but much more in a curvature fashion. And the holographic face that kind of emanates from it reflects very much something similar to the projection of emotions that Annie was, as your cybernetic miniature self, was able to do so in the simulation.
Yes.
And as it floats around you and you're able to kind of get in touch with it, you have kind of that familiar feeling of, in a way, having a out-of-body experience with something that you have created that reflects something that you thought you were at one point. And now, finally, Isko.
We see a ship flying through space, lasers being fired at it from all angles, a number of buttons are being pressed rapidly, a futuristic steering wheel pulled suddenly by Isko, and Isko's like, damn it! I can fight fist to fist, but I need to learn how to pilot too! I'll go through every simulation I can! And behind him there's a large figure that goes, and he's like, not now, Chewbacca! As he flies through space and blasts out of the Star Wars universe, as Isko has been going through his favorite 20th and 21st century movies. He suddenly crashes through a wall in reality and ends up in the cockpit in Dunkirk. And he's like, shit! And he starts trying to like punch his way out of it. Launches out of it and then lands forward rolling in front of Batman. And Batman goes, where's the trigger? And then Isko goes, Martha, bitch! And then he runs at him and drop kicks him in the chest.
Freaking Martha.
This goes on for a while.
and with
Ooh.
the go ahead.
To mess with Isko and hit whatever he's doing, she will mess with the AI companion he's with and kind of tweak the quote to something it shouldn't be, to just like give a slight irritation of like, that's not what it should be.
Yes, and as you actually
Basically,
your own
yeah.
AI,
You said, where's the
your own
trigger
AI
in Dark
training.
Knight, not in Batman vs. Superman?
No, I'm pretty sure I said it in this movie.
Oh, shut up. Ben Bale, Chris Affleck.
Yeah, it has like the body of Ben Affleck, but the voice of him in Dark
Yes.
Knight Rises.
This is all wrong. I have to get better. I have to protect her. Them, plural them, not singular them. Fuck.
You know what, Annie? First roll of the night. Let's see if you overhear that.
Ooh, yay! Okay.
Because Isko in no way, as a total like real life action hero, would keep that internal.
Absolutely.
Ah!
No.
Hold on. There we go. Does
No,
look like
not
it.
enough.
She's
Looks. You do hear him like muttering his lines and everything, and you just kind of think like,
Just
oh, he's just kind
giggling.
of in the flow. Yeah.
just constantly giggling.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a great idea.
So, what feels like to you is only, what feels like to you like a long time, as the room itself just kind of keeps you in a stasis mode. Not too dissimilar than what you were actually in the simulation, but what you were feeling is not so much even like a kind of rapid time, but just something of a nebulous, Schrodinger effect, as it were, where you both are and aren't moving through time in your training. So you are able to absorb all of this information, and as the time is done and a signal comes through, it is your mother, Annie, who is basically letting you all know they have told us that we're coming out of the wormhole. So I think we all need to be on deck.
Thanks, Mother. Okay, bye.
Wait, go, just
Typical relationship.
yeah, typical.
Hey, Annie. We're going into like a dangerous situation. So if there's anything you want to say to your mom, just in case the worst happens, might be a good idea.
I think I've technically said everything, but I think she would appreciate an additional hug. We don't have the most emotional bond.
Can hear Isko's cop simulation going on in the background.
Oh, Hans Gruber, you're going down.
Oh,
But I think she would appreciate an additional hug. That is a good idea. Thank you.
Mm.
Are there any cool drugs you can give us? I mean, not drugs, but stimulants or anything like that to boost us?
Oh,
maybe?
I'm stacked with stickers. Don't you even worry about it. But I'm gonna dole them out when necessary.
Yeah. Okay. We should probably get
So,
two.
the doors open, and what was essentially an amount of time that felt only like that could have felt like months, weeks, maybe. It's hard to determine. It has been 3 hours since you've actually entered the chamber. This is an experimental technology, but your ability to be in the simulation as long as you were kind of built up your mind and body to tolerate such effects. And you are noticeably different in terms of your, maybe some minor appearances, whatever has been done cosmetically, but also just in the way you carry yourselves. There is some air of determination, of confidence that you are projecting out to the rest of the crew. Something they have only seen at a different time, way before all of this happened. And it was during those darker times when soldiers had to be made for situations like this. But these times were meant to be peacetime. And any kind of disruption to that goal of utopia is now in the balance. The 4 of you arrive at Captain's quarters, who's there to give you one last debriefing. He looks at the 4 of you and just goes, "Wow, that thing really did the job, didn't it?"
Yeah, good thing you gave me full and total access, didn't you?
Don't regret it.
Good.
We needed it this time. Alright, so they've told us that we'll be exiting this wormhole in about 5 minutes. Which doesn't leave me a lot of time to prepare, but I want to let you know that essentially you now will have negotiative command over this situation. This is the way we want to start. We need to set the standard and we need to continue by example. But should it not turn out that way, and he kind of gives a knowing look to you all, I trust that your abilities will be in full use. Now, we received a message from their leader. He only wants to speak to the 4 of you. We will have a transport available which will be guided by them to the planet's surface. We will be monitoring this situation. I'm not going to lie that this is a very, very dangerous thing. So whatever you need to do just before you get to the shuttle, get it done. You're dismissed. He lets you leave his quarters as he heads to the bridge.
Annie will go give her mom a hug.
She hugs you tighter than you've ever been hugged before, but in a loving way. And she sees you and she's just like, "You're all grown up. And this is amazing. And you're going to do amazing things. You're going to be amazing." And I can't stop saying amazing. I can't stop me.
Take a shot for every time you say amazing.
No.
No, don't do that. I know we don't
Those days are behind me.
but they're in front of me.
Annie.
I mean, I know we don't have
You're too much like me. That's the thing. You're too much like me, and now I'm starting to get worried.
You probably should be worried. So, whatever I do, just know it's something you would do.
Oh, dear Lord. I'm going to the galley.
Go get some ice cream.
Anyone else have any last minute things?
I think Reba's gonna go talk to Lukas.
Okay.
She thinks for a moment about sending, a recording to her parents, but decides instead to check in with him.
Annie will go back and sit with Isko while these two do their thing.
Hey, Lukas. How
Hey,
you doing,
hi.
man? Yeah. Uh-huh. I get it.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
I think we need one more. We need one more.
Me too, man.
I
Me
mean,
too.
I feel like I don't know. I want to know what's going on because right now it just feels like some men would rather abduct your spaceship than have a simple conversation, and right now it feels like this could have been a conversation, and I know that's not. So I need to know what's actually going on, but I'm afraid to know what's going on because I'm afraid of how that will. I don't. It's gonna hurt. Hearing what I did or he thinks I did, what I did do, what I don't remember, and I don't do famously. I don't do well with that stuff, the emotions. So
I've given you a lot of things to help manage your emotions over the time we've known each other. But I kind of feel like you need to speak from the heart on this one. I'm there to support you however you need, but like that's kind of my gut check. How you feel about that? I got stickers aplenty if you feel like you need one, but
no, this is a problem I need to. That'll be Plan B.
all right. How do you want us to handle Shayne when we get to him? Like, I have a feeling that violence is coming, like a storm, like you can feel it in your bones, you know? But I know that Shayne was important to you.
I guess out of character, what kind of threat is Shayne posing outside of us? Like, he hasn't really threatened the world or the company. It's the company or
Not
the
yet.
Rangers.
Basically, they have kind of gone down the path of, I'm going to talk to you, and these are my demands.
Okay.
And then you'll find out what that is. But that seems to be the communication that they want.
Okay. Yeah. Back to Reba. We don't know what they want. We don't. I mean, they stole the whole friggin' ship, ours. But otherwise,
Yeah, Shayne's acting like kind of a bitch. And we could slap that right out of him if you're cool with it.
yeah, that feels very Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
And then talking can happen, but I feel
Yeah.
like slapping needs to happen too, maybe just a little.
so I feel like
needs to happen.
we need to serve the C word. We can just serve,
Oh yeah.
and that will involve like just smacking him and then talking it out like adults.
Wow.
Yeah.
1,000 years later, and that still works.
Yeah. Okay, that's
All right.
Hmm.
All right, that's what I'm gonna go for then. That's
right.
the plan,
And if-
and I'm
and
gonna
if-
follow your lead on this.
And if it turns out that this could have been like a simple phone call, then we'll smack him again.
This
I
seems
just-
like a good plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And you're okay. You're good. Like I just like be mad a little. This hey, Shayne ain't treating you right. It's just kind of like my point. And
Oh, no.
like,
I think I need to. Yeah, I'm saving the madness for the face to face.
all right, yeah.
I figure
let it
it's
through.
like it's one of those I'm disappointed in you type of madnesses. I don't think
Uh-huh.
like I guess I need to think about how I want that madness to come forward when I talk to him, because I need to be honest. I think maybe the anxiety is keeping me from like shouting and stuff, but like I can't just shout and explode, but I also can't just be completely calm, because then he might get the wrong idea that I don't care. But then at the same time, maybe it's just no matter what I do, he's gonna misread it. So it's
That's a lot to percolate on. Like, I get it.
That's a new word.
This conversation happened within the entire time of coming out of the wormhole, as you are escorted now to your ship, a shuttlecraft. Yes.
As they are going into the shuttlecraft, Annie is gonna. So while they were waiting, Annie used an ability called Recycle to create a little something out of some tin cans that were in the recycle bin. And she's gonna bump into Isko annoyingly. I have something for you, and she hands over a pretty well constructed Millennium Falcon with the Rebel logo on the top of the ship.
Oh shit! You order this off of Amazon?
Bitch, I made this.
Amazon still exists. My God.
It's Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon. That's right.
Which
Amazon.
I was showing off my new abilities
Wait,
for you to make this thing for you, because I was also the one who was messing with your quotes in your thing, and it was fun to tease. And this was my way of saying I'm sorry, because I know that can irritate you just a little bit.
oh, you were doing that. No, that actually was kind of helpful, so that way I wasn't just playing through everything in road. This
Sick.
is cool. Can you do this?
Yeah, so like I have this new ability where I can just like take stuff with my nanobots and make other things. And that's the first thing I made with testing it out.
The first thing you made was a Millennium Falcon. Are you into Star Wars?
I have dabbled in the world of the Star of Wars.
Wow, pretty inaccurate vision of the future, huh?
Just a little bit.
You'd be able to get some aiming reticules on those pistols or something like that.
I know. Plus, I was just... Look, the thing that irritated me most about at least the most recent movies was when C-3PO was like, I just want one last look at all my friends. And I was like, those are not your friends. Those are your backups.
Yeah, it really sucked.
Those aren't your real friends.
Those were the most recent movies after 1,000
They
years.
didn't make any more because...
They kind of just
The
made 400
reboot
TV
cycle
shows
happened, yeah.
Exactly. They did. The TV shows were great, but like of the movies that they had left, that was...
As this conversation goes on,
I think eventually it settles into Isko very suddenly being like, what's after this? I feel like the whole time we've known each other, it's just been survive, survive, survive. First in that virtual world, and now in this one where Lemon's ex-boyfriend, crush, whatever, is trying to obliterate us all. But you...
Situationship!
Oh, all right, thanks, man. But you have, like...
Dropping eaves.
You have, like, actual talents. Actual skills.
Thank you.
Like, creativity. And for me, it's just been survival, and
For you, it's kind of always been your future is always the present. I don't think you've ever had an opportunity to really think about it. Now it's probably not the best time, but...
I don't know if I agree with that. Because I think if I accept my present and nothing beyond that, then I'm not going to fight hard enough to see tomorrow. I'll take a bullet for one of you and call it a day. But
As if I couldn't heal a bullet.
I'll take a big bullet, 2 bullets.
I imagine they're sitting down in the ship now, getting ready to leave, and Annie just takes one of her one of her hands and places it on his knee. I'd like to think that Reba would heal you. because I don't think any of us would want to have a future where you're not in it.
And I refuse to arrive at a future where any of us are missing from it. And Isko's going to just pull Annie into a tight, like, one-armed hug and just say, I'm glad I met the real you. Now let's go out.
Is there just like a subtle little high five between Lukas and Reba? Just like a little low boats.
I'm glad I got to, continually show you the real me.
Let's kick some Shayne butt.
Let's kick some ass.
You enter the shuttle, and the pilot rigging is very much what you've become accustomed to, Isko. You take the reins. A message comes up on the intercom. Captain Isko, this is the crew, and the captain speaking to you directly.
You're supposed to
We
say
want you to
over.
know.
Oh, you're not done. Over.
We've gone beyond that protocol. We know when you're talking, you can hear us.
Yeah, there's the light and everything. Sorry, I've watched a lot of movies.
Regardless. The call is yours if the fleet needs to come in for a bombardment. You'll be able to captain this ship should you need to escape. It's been customized to your skill level.
Skill level.
You will find that it is fully armed, although discreetly. We have fashioned this ship to look like a simple transport. But you provide the call, the rest of the fleet will come in immediately. What will the call be coded?
Thank you for your service, Captain. We will use every advantage you've given us. The call will be Avengers Assemble.
Okay. It's an old one, but it still checks out.
Classic.
Just gonna bend over to Reba. I don't get the reference.
I understood that reference.
I mostly just ignore people at this point, just sort of zoning out, focusing on my own thing.
You know how the middle of the 1900s it was all westerns, and then it was superhero movies for a while, and then it moved on to like sitcoms about robots. It was just like, cycle of media. That's okay.
Can the signal be like yippee-ki-yay?
Would you like it to be yippee-ki-yay?
Yippee-ki-yay,
Yippee-ki-yak, the buckets.
Or like...
But you hear the captain. We can still hear you all.
Okay, then
you
or
have
maybe
to turn
like
off the-
what do you guys think would be better?
Keep it Avengers Assemble. I think
C-bomb?
it's
Can it just be
Wonderful.
serve
Should it
C-bomb?
be more subtle?
Oh,
Let's
What if it's like
serve
fire?
C-bomb.
That's not subtle.
And then we go
over
in.
and out.
But you're
Over
allergic to
and out.
pineapple. We could do pineapple.
You
Sorry.
say stuff after over.
No, pineapple would be bad. Shayne is also allergic to pineapple, fun fact. We bonded over
Oh.
that.
Wait,
That's good to
The
know.
communication.
Reba, do we have pineapples on hand?
I could probably make pineapple happen.
You could hit-
I don't know if we really want to put
we cut to the
someone into-
bridge where a communications officer is just doing this, like with the volume knob, just. Oh, just gonna go to closed caption.
The captain's faith in us is just plummeting like a rock.
No, he absolutely has full faith in you. We're gonna do
They have
a
no
vibe
choice.
check roll on everybody.
Okay.
Classic.
Vibe in USA.
Oh.
The Vippity
Oh.
vibes are on point.
Hell yeah!
Oh,
Oh,
Lucas.
apparently I'm using yellow dice. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna fix that. I
Don't worry,
rolled two.
you rolled twice.
Roll 2 and take fire.
Here, let me just.
Fix
You also
You
got
want
a
to help
5.
Erica's dice? You can use CouchSoup channel
where-
points.
I don't know where my dice are.
Give bonuses.
Can I use channel points to give something to
I'm gonna
Eric?
say, we'll for the sake, we'll keep of 17.
I'll
Okay,
get new dice.
so I'm gonna focus on Lukas. Right now,
more
you're in
five.
the tough choice position. You are, I mean, organically and naturally, who wouldn't be with your history? What's going on?
I think the anxiety is going to be so much that at this point, Lukas is just, his mind is blank. There's nothing going on there. Like he's
No
pushed
thoughts.
every he's pushed everything. There are no thoughts behind those beautiful eyes of his.
Yay! You're like an orange cat.
Yeah. Those beautiful green eyes of his are just glossed over.
The image that keeps flashing into your mind is the visage of a Shayne you don't recognize that gave you that message on the monitor while you were in your room. It's a face that changed someone. Face of someone who was changed. Someone who also seemed to have survived insurmountable odds
There you go.
and cheated death, as it were. I'm counting the other one previously.
Okay,
so-
cool. They're working now, though.
Yeah. Great. And in that looping image, it's the only thing that kind of tunnel vision focuses you. And with that, eventually, you land on what is now a familiar planet to Reba and Lukas. This was the planet that you left behind while working together in an effort to stop an invasion. It was also one that had been originally listed for reclamation, but seemingly was taken off of the market. For here to reasons unknown, but possibly some sort of interference, perhaps by a rogue group of rangers. You come out of the ship, and what you see is surprising. Not quite a wasteland, but certainly not a favorable cityscape. If anything, this looks like an effort being put into their own kind of reclamation. You see that buildings are structured as best they can, supported by whatever materials can be found. But all around, you see a warped flag symbol. One of the original Rangers. One that was your unit, Lukas. And with that, you see a phrase tagged on all of them. As one, we will revenge. As one, we will survive. You walk down a long, long path. In the eyes of individuals masked, helmeted in gear, battle-worn gear, laying over a dark and faded version of your own kind of uniform. A few fly overhead in jet-packed versions of wings. All of them carrying heavy artillery or combat weapons, of which all Rangers have been trained in. You're escorted to a building with many steps, seemingly some sort of old administrative building for this particular city. which has been gutted and filled instead with columns supporting an entire rooftop, almost as if some kind of bizarre Roman Empire-esque emperor room. Down a long path, the blood-stained carpet sits on one seat. Shayne Williamson, former commander and co-pilot of your Rowdy Ranger squad. He looks at the guards next to him, tells them to step aside with just a hand gesture. You hear as all of the military in that vicinity leave out of doors, they all lock, shut loudly. The last of which the door you came in behind you, leaving only you, 4 of you, and Shayne. He sits quietly until one word is spoken. Speak.
How about pretty please?
No, why do we have to go first? I'm just saying, you're being awfully fucking rude. You brought us here, you can speak first. You tell us why we're here. Because I don't understand what's going on. Maybe I missed something. Maybe you need to refresh my memory. Because that'd be great. I would love to know if I'm missing something, so I can do what I can to make things okay. Because otherwise, you're being kind of a bitch. You're all being little bitches, and that's not what the Rowdy Rangers were about. Well, I guess you're Rogue Rangers now. Ooh, cool. It's not as cool as Rowdy Rangers. I guess that's not like the best way to come into these kinds of meetings, this kind of energy, but like could this have been an email? Could this have been done over like therapy or better mediation where we're in neutral territory? Because you're being really fucking antagonistic, and I don't deal with that. I deserve better.
Yeah, fuck you, Shayne.
He deserves better.
A lot better than what you're serving, just saying.
Now tell us the story.
Yeah, no, Dish. Spill the tea.
You're so proud of yourself right now, aren't you?
No, I'm not. That's kind of like
No.
No, that's what this
You
thing
had
is.
your
Like, I am
moment.
not. No. You know what? No.
He
No.
snaps his fingers, and a beam of light shoots down onto you from above, kind of like a spotlight. You suddenly all recognize that now, as Lukas begins to keep talking, he is suddenly silenced. His mouth is still moving. Lukas, you can hear yourself, but no one else can hear you.
The fuck you do to him?
He snaps his fingers again, a beam of light on Reba at this time.
Is it still?
In
Can I
sign
step
language,
out of the light?
You try, but you realize this is hard light technology. You are essentially in a cone of silence.
Okay.
I'm gonna do some sign language and spell out abusive.
I had
That was really
years to sit here, lick my wounds, and think about everything you did. Everything we went through. Every moment that could have been. I'm until you decided to leave me behind.
Oh. It says what wounds?
I'm going to be nice about this. I'm going to let you talk it out, as you say. But I want you to know something firsthand. By the end of this conversation, I will kill you.
It says, are you sure about that?
He snaps his fingers again, and all the lights dissipate from you.
He's not very chatty, is he?
That was not my choice. We were doing our thing, we were hit, next thing I know I'm waking up in the hospital.
Did I mean nothing to you?
I tried. You have your half of the story. You don't have my half.
No one gets left behind. That's what we lived by.
I looked for you. I tried.
You lie!
Does he really seem
You
like
can
the
believe
lying
what you
type?
Holy shit. All right, you know what? Do you even know Lukas? Do you know Lukas? Lukas is the most self-sacrificing person I've literally ever met, besides for maybe Annie. There is no physical possible way that Lukas just left you behind. He obviously searched for you. I was there. I witnessed it. You know how hard it was to keep him inside of his hospital bed when he was half dead? And he was mourning you over himself. And now you're just here throwing a big temper tantrum, wanting this all to go your way instead of actually wanting to get something good back. You're choosing to live in this fucking pit of despair you've created for yourself. So if you want to live in your little box and only have your way happen, well, you know what? You can do that on your own time. But you don't come in here and start talking shit on my friend Lemon, who did everything he possibly fucking could. Mind yourself.
Yes, of course, your family's wonderful medical aid. We were able to find some left over, thankfully. Did you know that there was a lot of stuff that was left behind that your family knew about side effects and decided to use it on the soldiers anyway?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Why would they tell their sweet little heiress any sort of problem in that sense?
Oh, don't give me that shit. If you've got something to say, say it. Don't just allude. And besides, you're hopping topics all over the place. Just say what you want to say.
We were chemically altered by your
Chemically
medicine.
altered. We don't even deal with that. We don't deal in medicines. We deal in cybernetics.
Yes, but those lovely little patches that you love to give out so much. Lukas, you've been treated by one or two of those before, haven't you?
Yeah.
By your friend here? How does it... You ever feel any sort of manipulation in your head? Some kind of wave of being able to feel like you can sense outside of your own mind? We all thought it was a really good intuition, wasn't it? That's what they kept telling us. That's what they kept training us for. then you start to hear everyone. And you get to really know a few people's minds. Like a doctor who willingly leaves their daughter to enhance themselves and supporting it as if it was some sort of science project.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. I don't know if you're talking about me or not, but it's pretty great.
Did you never question the fact that your mother, not once, tried to stop you
No,
from going too far?
no, because that's not her job anymore. I'm an adult.
A parent will never leave their child in any sort of
That doesn't
situation.
mean they could
Oh,
control
wait.
them to stop.
Isko, you would know all about a parent leaving someone behind, wouldn't you?
Don't. Real quick question. Does he have any cybernetics himself, Shayne?
Roll to see if you can clock anything.
Fantastic.
And I'll give you advantage because you are uber upgraded.
Okay, that's a 13.
See if you can crit.
For reference, by the
13
way,
and 3.
Isko this whole time has been trailing the ship's secret blasters onto any changes in the space around them, just in case anything tries to take them by surprise.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I touch a nerve on things? Am I giving the bad guy speech? Huh? Is that what's going on?
I mean, you are.
You all
kind of
think that we're just
rambling.
gonna chat here for a while, and then you are all gonna do some really cool stuff that you've all been training for? I know about the war room.
It's pretty legit, huh? Like, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did my 13 give me anything? Any insights?
You see as he kind of can be seen wavering inside and out of the shadowed light that he's holding himself in, that there is some ugly machinations of amateur cyberware grafting onto his face, his body, wherever there may have been scars, burns, wounds.
Fantastic. I would like to use an ability called Control Cybernetics. And I would like to stun. I want the device, whatever it's doing, to completely stop functioning.
Give me a roll to see the level of success you might be able to pull that off with. Ooh.
Oh, fuck. Hey, chat.
Oh,
So there's this thing where you can redeem channel points. Could I have one? Oh, whoa, that is crazy. I'm just kidding. I was gonna redeem it, but I'm not gonna.
I can see the chat as it's happening.
I know, I was teasing.
You can't redeem on yourself.
what's
there
They
you
come
go.
in the same
Oh,
a DC.
There you go.
can I give?
I
Something?
don't know. I kind of think Shayne is about to slingshot some cybernetics back at Annie right now.
Yeah.
We're going to hold on to that as you try to reach out, and then you realize signal interference. What the hell?
Bitch. Signal interference, you say.
And you scan real quick,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell Shayne's not actually there right now.
I was thinking earlier I wanted to throw a stone at him to see if he was actually there or not. So I'm gonna do that. As soon as I get mad at him for starting to come at Isko, I'm gonna take a stone on the ground and chuck it at his face.
It goes ding, ding, ding.
Real enemies
You're a
not here.
coward!
No, I just wanted to vent before the bomb hits you all.
It's very unranger of you.
Fuck the Rangers.
It's
Whoa.
very unshane of you.
I don't think that's Shayne.
Shayne died a long time ago.
Then what's your beef
At
with
least
me
the
if
one
you're
that
not
you
Shayne?
knew.
Oh, snap.
Just wanted to see you burn like I did.
Well,
And I'm going to.
This is all incredibly misplaced. You're
listen to
not. You
everything.
don't.
What is it?
I'm sorry. I had a roommate like you once. You are. You seem to really enjoy being in the pain. You're not trying. I get it. It's eating you up. I've had my own moments of that. You know my background. You knew the family life I had. That's not. In fact, this is kind of insulting. This is insulting. Oh, yeah, cool. You're checking your watch. Ooh, yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
determine where this bomb is coming from?
Do you have any sort of abilities that you think might have some sort of detection?
So I have a tracker.
Okay.
Construct and launch a satellite. It's advanced enough to follow our
You also
report.
have your companion.
I do. I don't want to use companion yet.
Okay.
Because I want to use the tracking to be able to use control machine.
Okay. Give me a roll for scan.
Okay. Come on. What the fuckity?
You see that Shayne is just kind of going,
It's nice.
"Oh man, you are really."
I'm gonna fire
Really
an arrow
trying to
into
get
this. This is a
firewall.
machine.
Yeah.
It's a hologram
part of us.
essentially.
It's a hologram.
Hard
Okay,
light.
but like it's physical. Can I shoot
It
an arrow
is-
through it?
Sure.
Oh, I mean, like, would I know if that would do anything?
At this point, having seen what Annie did with the rock, you know that it wouldn't really do anything. But if it makes you feel better,
Is it actually like mouth moving and stuff?
oh yeah, for all intents and purposes, it looks like a physical form.
It can I tell if like the sound is directly coming from the actual mouth?
Yeah, this is advanced hard light technology.
Cool.
meaning
I'm duct
that it
taping
is
its
able
mouth
to-
shut.
Yes. Queen.
He sees you coming forward. Oh, okay. Oh, we're gonna do this? Sure. It phases and then pops up on the opposite side of you all. You're wasting time. Wasting so much time.
I bring out X rolls of duct tape, toss it to everyone. Come on, everyone. Let's go towards it. Let's
I
do
mean-
this.
Shouldn't we maybe as she's holding it, take like, take off? Shit. I can find out where he is.
I need to know if that bomb's like a real thing.
Yeah, we need to get up in the sky and I can find it.
Lukas, I know that this person who used to be Shayne is annoying, but that's all they are. Annoying. So let's focus on what we need to focus on and then deal with Scaredy Pants McGee when we got the time.
I can hear it all and I don't care, but
Well, then stop talking!
now that I've vented out it feels good.
No, you used your time.
I guess I could tell you all. No, I might as well at least let you know what the whole point of all this was. Yeah, you left me for dead. Yeah, all the medical supplies kind of poisoned me and the rest of the boys because they left, past their expiration date, but they didn't care. And granted, we were able to find a way to use this wonderful hard light tech that little Captain America wannabe boy over there wants to. His mom helped to make good stuff. And yeah, we were able to hack into the code that Annie's mom made so we could mess with your simulation. Obviously, that was just for fun.
Alright, I'm gonna head back to the ship if you guys want to follow me. Sounds good to me.
Oh, you better run. Just so you know.
Annie,
Okay.
we need to go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch.
that's really gross.
Have a good time.
Have a nice
'cause-
trip. See you next fall.
Only works if you're about to trip them, Annie.
Shit.
Yeah, you might want to catch up on those things. Anyway, 3 minutes. Bye. And he fades away.
Well, that was worthless.
That was the
That's
idea. He's wasting our time. He's getting off on this in like a sick, like psychopathic way. We need to. But the thing is, the threat could be real. His technology is good enough that this also probably isn't the only threat. Let's look for what he laid out for us, but keep an eye out for anything else.
Lemon, real quick, and they're still booking it, so she like comes up next to it, kind of like pushes him almost forwards to like kind of like get his attention in a way. That guy's a bitch. Don't listen to him. That's not who you once knew. Don't let any of that shit get to you, because you are way better than that. Just in case you didn't know that already.
I did, but
Now run a little faster.
And as you run, you head towards the doors, and you try to push through, and a few real hard collective pushes together. As you face the other side, you see the army waiting for you. And as they tell you, you just hear, as they point their weapons at you, you just hear the echoing voice over some sort of loudspeaker. Run, rabbit, run. And that is where we're going to take a break.
His name is Lemon!
When we return, the great escape from impending doom. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. We'll see you then. And welcome back. Let us roll right now to see what order our order of operations are going to go into.
I hope I get to go first because I have a dope ability.
Do it.
If we're all legendary level, I think there's going to be a lot of dope abilities flying around. I'm okay with me going later, though, because mine's kind of crazy.
I'm angry at these dice.
16. Cool.
For now. On my good
now.
side.
Last but not least.
It's thinking
There we
so
go.
hard.
Cool. We got
Sorry.
it. No, that's no worries. Isko and Reba, you will be taking your maneuver at the same time, but you'll let me know what it is going to be. Erica, Annie is going to go first, and then followed by Lukas. Here's what you see in front of you. You see essentially a platoon lined up but scattered as well on either side of you, left and right. On these giant LED holographic screens, you see essentially a 3-minute countdown. With a small little like annoying gif of a bomb just kind of like walking across and then going bing. There you see in the ragged uniforms are weapons trained on you. But in the distance behind you, way back, you hear the small rumbling of an explosive device going off, sending a shockwave. What do we do, Annie?
Where's the ship compared to where we are?
Miles above you in the atmosphere.
Did they take control of our ship and send it up, or did we get like beamed down? How did it?
You took a small shuttlecraft, but that is far ahead of you.
How far ahead?
Far enough that you should run, is what you estimate.
Let's see. So, Annie's gonna stop because she's running side by side with Lukas. She's gonna stop and have Lukas go ahead of her. So I will technically hold my turn so Lemon can go and I will go after.
All right. Lukas Lemon.
Cool.
Now is your time to shine.
My legendary ability, Slayer. For 4 AP, your experience as a ranger has taught you to deal with overwhelming odds. Once per scene, you may devastate a group of minions in an impressive acrobatic fashion. You instantly kill half of all nearby minions, rounding up.
I am going to roll a d20 to see how many minions Actually, you know what? No, I'm rolling percentile.
Ooh.
A percentile.
A sexy, sexy little set of numbers.
Ooh.
On dice.
16 facing you at this moment, so you take out 8. Your wings spread out. The protocol is engaged a kind of hard light holographic visor over, it just kind of goes right over your face. Describe the maneuvers and weaponry you use to take out 8 individuals aimed and ready to fire at you.
I imagine, because I'm looking at my Decidui toy right now, I mean, like Lukas brings out his bow and arrow, draws back, the wings kind of do like the same movement, pull back, and like 8 arrows appear made out of like plasma or something, I don't know, electricity, and then it shoots, and each one like pierces them all through the head.
Like guided missiles, your
Yeah.
wings essentially become plasma projectiles, firing one at a time of each one of you each one of them that you have targeted, and you are firing in turn several arrows just to follow up. Each one of them right through the skulls of these individuals as they drop like flies. Isko and Reba, it's now your turn.
I mean, my legendary ability includes using 7 AP to kill all minions, which I don't know if works story-wise. Also, I don't want to take
Well,
away...
here's the thing. You do see that Lukas, in a kind of ambitious fashion, just ahead of you, took the initiative to use this ability to wipe out half. So even in your original mindset, while you were ready for, he beat you to the punch.
He did. So, Reba, is there anything you're trying to do in particular?
Nope, go for it.
Because I'm not sure if I want to... all right, so here's what I'll do.
You tell me what you want to do, and I will let you know what
I
you
will
need to
use
do.
the tactics ability, which I have gained as I leveled up. Charge. You lock your gaze on a
Okay.
nearby destination, summoning all your strength to charge towards it, violently barreling through foes in your path, knocking them down, dealing 1 damage to each of them. We'll keep it conservative. This is only going to cost 2 AP instead of 7.
So as you basically have your target in sight, which is the ship. Not too far away, but far enough that if you were to just do this without any kind of plan, you would certainly meet your end. And 8, while Lukas is firing at the other 8, they have now targeted their sights on you as you dash across and do what?
I think before Isko dashes across, he's going to throw off the Nova Terra Corp jacket that he's had on and reveal that on his arms there are the light braces for like early cybernetic attachments on his arms. I think a secret thing that he's been working on. So Isko is going to crouch down. There are now some blue lines running up his forearms. Not full cybernetic attachment.
Yeah, this is like almost ingrained hard light tech.
Exactly.
To give you an enhanced ability.
Exactly. So his fingers are going to start crackling with electrical energy. He'll take a step forward and pause for a second, building up energy, then almost like whirl horizontally through the air in a burst of blue electricity as he dashes through a bunch of these minions to the other side, striking a pose on the other as he spins around.
You watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in just like a chain lightning effect from the increased speed that this enhancement ability from your time training has been able to give you. All of them falling down one by one by one in a almost near blur of a moment, which you are able to then get much closer to the ship.
And I'm going to mentally think they're weak, something is wrong, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
You watch as the countdown clock now gets to 1.5 minutes.
Am I good to take my turn now?
Yes, absolutely.
Unless Reba, did you go already?
I have not gone already, but you can go first.
I just want to control machine and try to bring the ship closer to us so we don't have to run as far.
Okay. So you reach out and
The Wi-Fi
This
network.
this is with action points, right?
Yes, 2
Or
action
is this?
points.
Okay, so this just happens. You connect digitally to the ship. It activates and is able to basically boost forward right to you, Isko. You're able to use your enhanced ability and agility, rather, to maneuver your way into the cockpit quite quickly. Posing the whole time, of course.
Absolutely.
I'm going to roll something real quick.
Just like Dunkirk, but without the bad stuff. Just like Dunkirk, but without the bad stuff.
Reba, would you mind rolling for me real quick? And I need you to try and beat a 19.
A 19 is pretty difficult.
Good.
But I got
Beats it! Son of a bitch!
Holy shit. Wow, Abby, you're
That's
just
just
playing
how
with our
Reba
emotions
rolls.
there. Damn.
You, with your John Hamm voiced AI, get a signal detection basically just to your right that there is an impending explosion that is about to come your way.
Oh no, just to my right, there's going to be an explosion?
You sent basically it becomes like an extrasensory moment where it just and you can see that it is about to go. As the building behind you that you just walked out of is shaking now.
Do I have time to get away, or do I need to try and deal with this right now?
Is basically the ability that gives you the you now can go forward. I just want to know if there's anything you're doing along the way with those cool skates of yours.
As I'm trying to leave, right, I'm going to go ahead and lift up my cybernetic arm. Little tubes will lift up in like a spinning wheel, and she's going to shoot off these little glassed canisters the size of her pinky, and it just drops these little clouds of nausea bombs where people are just start like gagging and like dry heaving over and over with these little bursts, little puffs of green.
And
energy.
for those that were taken down but not completely taken out, they do feel the effects of that, as there's no filtration system despite their uniforms. And you just see like convulsions of sickness as they fall down. With all of these combined movements of you moving forward, you are able to make it to the ship now that it is closer to you. Piling in. Isko, you are at the pilot position. Knowing the protocol, what do you do now?
I'm gonna take control, baby.
All right.
Also,
go.
I need you. Go
one
ahead.
of my legendary abilities
Let's go.
as a fighter is a type of weapon pact where I choose a weapon and gain an extraordinary bond with it, allowing me basically advantage on all rolls with it. Now, Isko is primarily a martial fighter. I was kind of thinking his time training might have given him some strength behind the wheel.
Absolutely. I'm going to say that you can use this with your piloting maneuvers and weapon tactics. With that being said, you do see that the building in front of you is starting to implode, with the trail of it coming closer to where the vehicle is landed. So, firing up the jets, letting yourself lift off. Now you are going to be basically maneuvering your way through when you see two small individual fighter jets coming near you. So this is a roll with advantage to dodge the impending fire.
Let's do this, baby. Alright, 2d20s. We did it.
A
We
super
super did it.
success. That is incredible. You are dogfighting maneuver out of your way, and you are able to basically do the thing where you get just in time enough lift where the two ships crash into each other, having fired upon it, trying to get you into a bad situation. I'm so excited. I'm just losing my words. All right, so the command ship basically is able to pick up and gets in touch with you, that they see that something bad is going down. They want to know if it's time to give the signal.
I think there's a moment where Isko hesitates because he's got one goal in mind: get Lemon to Shayne. but then he's like, part of all of this has been learning to ask for help and that I can't do it on my own. Avengers! Assemble. Yippee-ki-yay!
And you see the signal on your radar, basically, of all ships activating. These are essentially assisted drones that are able to follow and maneuver with you. And you just hear the captain on the other line. Lead them to your destination, Commander.
Aye, aye. Over.
And out. We should start doing that again. Yeah, it really works. So you rocket towards where? Now is a way to determine what you're looking for.
Where the hell is Shayne? I want to find Shayne. Real Shayne. Annie, do we have a lock on that position?
Give me just a second. Let's see.
He must have left some type of like trace, some type of like electronic ghost or something like that if he's able to project himself.
I could use one of my legendary actions. Probably Cyberlord?
Go for it.
So basically, I turn into Neo. I exist in the cyber world as much as I do in the real world. I have access to a matrix of information at my every thought. I instinctively know what to ask it and how to get what I need. So I'm gonna just simply ask, where's Shayne? The real Shayne, obviously.
You tune in to basically every signal, every electronic pattern, every EMF wave, every single thing that you could possibly connect to. And you're able to lock onto whatever was the holographic signal, follow this route that you are then able to project onto the navigation screen for Isko. As turn by turn, you were able to follow the signal as it had been routed through the entire city's network. And now, Isko, you see that the drones go into action. You are going to be able to use this now to roll and see how effective these drones are. Still with advantage, as this is part of your ability skill.
Alrighty.
Real quick.
I would like to... Ooh, go ahead.
So the way Annie does this, as she kind of pokes in like with her fingers, it's kind of like Atlantis, kind of like where her she starts kind of glowing that gorgeous blue in like her cybernetics and her eyes, and she kind of just goes into almost like a meditative state, but is still fully aware and fully conscious of everything going on around her.
There's a moment where Isko looks back at Annie and is like, she's so cool, and then does his roll.
Full circle.
Terrible. But I have a
right.
D6 inspiration from chat, so I'm gonna try
You
to
can
use
add
that
that
on
to
that
the
6.
Come on.
Oh, I had...
Okay,
Narrowly
11.
success.
That makes it a success. Perfect. You are only going to... now I don't have to roll as high to see how many ships you lose.
Oh no, you said a bad thing.
Okay, so only one drone out of 12 is lost in this skirmish from the other ships that are following and trying to basically attack you. But they are guarding you. They are basically seen as a protective unit around your shuttlecraft. You're down to 11, and you are on your way. Lemon, can you give me a just a quick check around the ship to see if you can find some things that you might be able to use your ranger skills for?
Goddamn Lemon. Hey,
you do not.
I'm gonna just like
I think...
cast a spell real quick and fix your dice luck because it is unreal. I have never seen someone roll ones more regularly in my entire life. What the fuck?
Oh wow!
I would like to say that maybe the reasons, because I have this ability. Maybe the reason why maybe I'm just not looking. It's because I'm helping Isko navigate. I've got this ability called Stalk. You and your part 0 AP. You and your party carefully stalk tracked prey without it noticing you. as long as you try to be quiet.
Yeah.
Describe the formation of you and or your party as you go on the hunt, and then when we get there, I can spend 2 AP. When you discover the creature or creatures you were tracking, you can ambush them, even if they were preparing to ambush you. Your party takes the first round, and you get an extra turn.
So instead of having to look for a weapon that I was going to have you use, you instead are able to use stealth navigation to maneuver around any sort of kind of going along with Annie's route that she is projecting on for Isko. You are able to maintain the focus of being able to keep everything under the radar without any kind of tracking at this point of this counterfire. Okay. Yeah, that was cool. That happened. I'm glad it happened. Reba, I need you to give me an awareness roll of sorts right now.
All right. I love awareness rolls.
Love being aware.
Let's see if they love me back.
Okay, 7. This is going to be a hard choice. You do see that with your enhanced abilities, you have been able to tune in now to the health monitoring of your 3 other compatriots. You do see that Lukas's adrenaline level is spiking his heart rate dangerously high. However, you also see that Annie is starting to run a little hot in temperature in terms of her core.
Oh no, this is
I
a
have to choose
telltale
which one to
moment.
It really is.
That's why it's called Tough Choice.
Clementine will remember this.
All right, so I have to choose which one to help.
Let's take it a
Reba
moment,
is gonna
yes.
believe that Lukas can handle himself and he will ask for help when he needs,
Okay.
because they had that discussion already. So she's gonna help Annie.
Wait, what's going on with Lukas?
just
I
like-
think I missed what the tough choice was.
Your heart rate has spiked incredibly high
Okay.
because of this adrenaline rush.
Okay.
But Annie's heat is getting high. I
Yeah.
think you can handle adrenaline. We can't let Annie burn herself out.
Yeah.
So there's just gonna be like a cool. Her whole palm is gonna like start cooling, and she's gonna press it to like the back of Annie's neck, and a little needle will come out of her palm and just like start like running a little injection of like coolant essentially through her system.
Fantastic. I need Annie to roll with advantage now, an effect roll.
Yeah, and as it happens, Andy just like opens up with one eye, hi, and then closes her other eye. Just
17. Let's just see if you crit. Let's just see.
Ah.
Okay. 17, though. Success. Had you crit, you would have overclocked, which would have been a very cool effect for a bit. But it is giving you continued maintained focus, meaning you have
Wait,
no...
hold
you're
on,
not
hold
gonna
on. If I've got 2d6,
Okay.
if I can do
Well-
something to
It was meant to
Uh,
be, basically, I wanted to see if she did get a critical success. Boosting it up would really have no particular effect
Okay.
of sorts.
okay,
But I like where your mind is at. Teamwork, folks. This is what we do in these games.
because
my
Lucas was
son.
just gonna like bonk her on the head like she was still in the machine to like hit that last little bit.
Every time Mika helps me, I'm always like, "This is my son."
All right, Isko, maneuverability roll right now.
Absolutely, baby.
Still with advantage. Everything is essentially with advantage until we get to our destination.
As long as I'm piloting the ship, thank fucking Christ for that too.
Oh,
I'm taking the 16 and not the 1.
Yeah, you should. Okay, so you are still on track. This is going very well. You realize now, though, that the explosions are happening citywide. So you are able to basically you're able to dodge any kind of falling building, even while going up higher to elevate. Just the combination of having to guide the drones alongside you and being attacked by any sort of scout flyer of rogue rangers that are coming and trying to interfere, you are kind of, you know how to maneuver, and you're sacrificing what drones may be necessary in order to use them almost as weapons as well. You do know that you do have some weaponry on board this ship should it come down to it.
Oh yeah.
But You are closer and closer to the destination. And Annie, I'm going to need you to give me a cybernetics roll to see how you're doing with your system.
Oh, just fine. Just
so
Okay.
close.
great.
This is going to be a tough choice roll. So, you do see that there is a shortcut. However, it is going to be very, very hard for Isko to take it. However, it will get you closer and out of the way of any sort of fighter interference. Essentially, Isko, should this go away? Well, you know what? I'll let you know what the result will be, whatever you decide to choose.
I have a question.
Yes.
May I help Isko's check by spending a point for Nox? I can increase alertness and confidence to try and help boost Isko's reactivity.
Okay, I'll let that influence Annie's choice.
Okay.
Okay.
Summarize it for me again. I want to make sure I make the right choice.
Choice 1, shortcut, get to Shayne quicker and avoid being attacked by more fighters. Choice 2, continue on to the path, but allowing Isko to maintain his advantage rolls for maneuverability.
Isko, you just got a D10.
Oh, wow.
That is certainly helpful. Thank
I
you, as
cannot
always,
let
lady
that
for
influence
coming
my choice, though, because Annie would follow her heart
in.
and choose Isko.
Oh, okay. So what are you choosing?
To keep your advantages.
Okay.
All right.
You see basically like a green line form out of the blue that looks like it could be an alternate path, but then you watch as Annie just quickly dismisses it and just allows you to maintain course.
Slow and steady, then. I won't mess it up.
Reba, you will still be able to use that ability that you brought up on hold for now. We are going to now, essentially, Lukas, I need you to give me a composure roll.
Composure.
There we go. That's what we want to see. Let's go. Success.
Such a relief.
You focus as now you realize this is the team working together the way that you, a rowdy effing ranger, know how they're supposed to be. With all of that, you find yourself getting closer to the destination. One by one, the drones are being taken down by leftover fighters. There is going to be a moment, Isko, at this point where you're going to give me a maneuver roll. Should you get to tough choice, we'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
But it is still advantageous.
Slow and steady. 16. Again.
16. Just fine. As the last ones are basically sacrificed at, these are drones, so they're not manned or anything. We don't have to worry about any sort of actual sacrifice by these. They're machines that are used as weapons and tools. You are able to essentially give one nice do a barrel roll just after the last of the Rogue Rangers ships are attacking. You do see behind you, though, that the fleet has come in and is now bombarding the rest of the areas that are being populated by Rogue Rangers.
Andy, did you know that it's actually a misconception that a barrel roll is a thing where you turn around quickly? The barrel roll actually, info dumping.
And that is where the ship finally meets its
Sorry,
destination.
I was on mute. I gotta respond to that. No, I totally didn't know that, but I think I'm gonna get sick.
Hang in there. We're almost there. We're gonna shoot
Anyways.
lemon into Shayne's chest. I don't know. We're gonna figure something out. Fire him out like a little pea shooter. A lemon shooter, dare I say.
You land the ship, and it brings you to a familiar sight, Lukas.
Wait, I get it. Okay, Shayne, we are life, and we are squirting the lemon in Shayne's eye.
Don't, alright. He said it.
Your reaction is just...
I don't know what to do with that. I got nothing for a follow up on that, so I'm just gonna continue. What the fuck?
Oh.
We've said a lot of weird one-liners on this show, ladies and
Mhm.
gentlemen, and beyond. But here we go. We continue that tradition.
Oh,
Getting off of the ship, you realize the signal was coming from Crash
Inside the
Site.
house.
This was where you regretfully had to leave a soldier behind. There is a small tent, makeshift, seems to be at the spot where the signal is the strongest. It is quiet now, with just a whisper of air and wind blowing through this atmosphere. The only sound being made, your own footsteps on the gravel below you, and the rock, and the leftover pieces of the city that was left behind. As you walk closer to that tent,
I would
What
like
you-
to make sure I'm still doing stock.
absolutely,
Yeah.
what you see is not a standing Shayne or even sitting, but one that is essentially on a makeshift hospital bed, connected to a monitor. Dit. 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 Intravenously connected to a container. The weak and fragile body of Shayne Williamson lies there, almost comatose. His head connected to a device not unlike the ones you were in the simulation room. As then suddenly, the hard light projection of Shayne appears next to you, however, no longer bearing the makeshift metal scarring that you see on this real life body. But now, at the last sight and the last healthy version that you remember seeing them as, Lukas, sitting down on the opposite side of the room on a box, a crate, just looks at the four of you. Well, you found me.
Whatever happened to you, man, it doesn't justify more. We're hurt, broken people too. And the only difference between us, as far as I'm concerned, is that we stuck together and used our hurt to know that we weren't going to let anyone else get hurt again on our watch. And you decided to hurt others. And I can't have you do that to my boy Lemon, no matter what stake you're in.
Then make a choice. Are you going to just end it now? Be the heroes?
That's not up to us. That's up to Lemon.
Look to our boy.
Oh boy, what are my options?
Do we kill or take him with
Kill
us?
this wounded man or something else?
Yeah, Lemon. What are you gonna do? Your
Lemon,
old pal Shayne.
Lemon brings out a flask, and he's going to walk over to Shayne. He's going to take a glug, hand it over, and say, we're going to talk it out.
Do you want us to be here with you?
No. I think this is a private conversation.
Okay.
If you need us, shout.
Pineapple.
I'm allergic, but thank you.
Exactly, because that means you're in trouble because of pineapple.
Okay.
So as the three of you step out, Lukas, it is just you.
I'm leaving my little companion will be discreetly attached to Lemon's back, but Lemon knows
Okay.
he's there. Lemon would know he was there because
Yeah.
I know it.
The three of you step outside of this tent. Lukas, you sit there with the hard light hologram of Shayne and the body of the actual Shayne. And a deep sigh just escapes from the hologram next to you. You know I can't drink that, right?
Symbolic.
I held on to so much hate for you.
Why?
Because you broke your promise.
How do you know that?
Because I'm there. And you're all here.
How does that mean I broke my promise?
Because the way we're sitting right now is how it should be.
It doesn't mean I broke my promise.
Well, then explain to me. Enlighten me.
No, I did. I said my piece. I told you. I looked. Just because I looked doesn't mean I would find. That's not how it works. Do I feel like shit right now? Yeah, I do. I've beat myself up every single day. You have no idea how bad the self-medication got. The blaming myself. I looked. I tried so hard. I was... A lot of people were worried. And it's not fair of you to just assume that I didn't. I understand why you're mad. And you can keep holding on to that. That's up to you. That's your prerogative. And at this point, I don't think I can change it. At this point, I don't know if... It feels like no matter what, you're just going to look at me and feel hate. I can't change that. Only you can change that. I can't.
I don't have much time. One way or the other, This is the last time you're seeing me. For real this time. So I'll say this. I'm never going to be able to forgive you.
For something I
But-
didn't do. Cool.
But I let that poison me. I turned it into something terrible. There was no turning back, though, after I did what I did. I'm just so tired. Tired of losing. And being forgotten.
Reba?
Yeah?
Is there something you can do? Have you guys been listening in?
Sorta.
Nope, not at
yeah,
all.
I've been listening.
I figured.
Yeah.
three completely different perspectives.
Yeah, he kind of just punched things. Sorry.
Yeah, I can help. It's not going to be a pleasant process, but I think I could save him if that's what you want.
I would rather have you alive. Even if that means you still hate me and I never see you again, I would still rather have you alive. But that's up to you.
You were always the better ranger.
Not even true. Not even a little bit. You were the golden boy. I was the fuck up. I don't know if you know this, but I roll a lot of natural ones.
As the old saying goes.
As the old saying goes.
The hologram kind of glitches a little, like. Oh. Hey. Yeah. Well. Do what you will. I'm defeated. I've got nothing left. I've lost again, and I don't care at this point. I'm either going to end here or some other way. But
Okay, here's the deal.
this is no way to live, as he points to the holographic self.
Okay, here's the deal. If Reba can help you, we will help you. And you will go to therapy. That's it. That's all I want.
Roll to persuade with advantage.
Let's go.
All right. Both
18.
are successes.
The best you have ever rolled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right when it
I
counts.
still have my 2d6. Thankfully.
You watch as he stands up, the hologram, and then just kind of positions himself to sit on top of his own body for a second, as he's kind of phasing through it at this point. Fine. I guess in a very roundabout and terribly toxic way, I eventually got you to fulfill your promise of coming back and finding me. It's a weird lesson. But I guess I'll have to figure that out in therapy. And he lays down onto his body and just kind of fades through as all vital signs just continue as normal.
as this happens, on the other side of the phone with Reba, Annie, and Isko, Annie like tries to cover the mic that Reba's talking with. If you are, I don't know how that worked, but she's like, "Should we go to therapy?"
Oh, I figured that was kind of a given. Like our minds are genuinely fractured.
Okay, cool.
That guy remind you of Squid Games a little bit, like with the hospital. Never mind.
I totally forgot about that show. Ooh,
It's a
good
one.
callback.
Thank you.
Time and technology may have progressed, but entertainment became stalwart.
It really did. The streaming collapse really just facilitated everything.
Oh
being
yes,
made over
we
and
all
over.
remember the streaming wars.
Mhm. Weird.
It's still ongoing.
It's like I know the 2010s and 2020s better than I know the now.
So with that, Reba, you were able to essentially call in along with Isko and Annie and Lukas through your collective communication to the mothership above. As a crew comes to clean up the leftover mess, and you're almost reminded of what this was like before when you and Lukas met the first time.
Are there other rogue rangers around, or do we kill them all?
Wound.
Interesting that you should ask. As you go through essentially, what is this makeshift tent, you are able to kind of get in touch with the communication that he had through the brain link into the computer interface. And those were not, in fact, any kind of soldiers. Those were armored hardlight soldiers. In order to give the guys an appearance, and also for him to have a kind of hive mind battle scenario in which he was able to fight you, but displaced from his own self. Outlawed technology, much of which was used by the warlords that attempted to invade and take over this planet the first time.
Is that what Isko has?
What was that?
Is that what Isko has? The stuff you've been working on? Was it ingrained hardlight, or was it just...
Yeah, essentially that, but fully to make like a soldier that could be protected via armor. However, the shelf life of which easily damageable if hit hard enough. Collectively, you were brought back to the ship with a medical team taking care of Shayne.
Well, I've got
And
Reba's
your
ability.
Yes, just describe that ability if you would.
Would you like me to read exactly what it says?
I would.
You touch a creature, reversing or accelerating its development to a stage of life of your choosing. This can only be used on bosses if they have less than 20% of their total hit points remaining. For example, you may revert an adult creature into a child, giving it the opportunity to grow old again.
And how do you decide to give
I don't-
Shayne a second lease on life? Albeit one that he'll have to answer for crimes.
Yeah, because he will retain all of his memories unless I turn him into a child, which feels like too much.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what she's going to do is she's going to talk to Lukas, find out, pull up some records. She's going to do a lot of research into what he was like before this accident, and pull a lot of inspiration from his holographic self.
Annie could help
To
with
where
that.
she-
She can go through and
Incredible.
they can get every single bit of information on this person that's available on the web.
And so it's like he lays in this chair in this big empty room, and there's these scans overlaying above him, and she progressively lowers and changes each part of his body, like restores like the blood vessels and then the muscles and the bones, and builds him up piece by piece from the inside out, using his holographic self as like a map, essentially, until by the end of this really, really long procedure that she spends days working on, just tirelessly healing this person, Shayne is able to like sit up by himself.
Of which he is then immediately arrested.
Lemon, I'm finally. Oh no!
Just from the side, tackled.
Not even tackled, just
He
You
like
have
barely
had a
moved and bam.
you've had a security team monitoring this situation the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd leave without any argument, but no eye contact. And no words spoken. Just an acknowledgement that this is their life now. And with them, with Shayne taken away, the captain brings all crew back once again to the bridge, with the four of you standing alongside. He addresses everyone. Friends, of which I can call these four now.
Eh.
He looks at you just kind of like, seriously? Just let me do my thing. Your mother just kind of gives you like a little tap of like, knock it off. I could give a speech about how amazing these individuals are and what they've been through, and do all the pomp and circumstance of which these acclamations and honors would be given, but we all have seen it firsthand because we have been watching them. We've been watching them closely. We have seen the people that they have become. So we're going to give them the best gift that we can possibly think of. A chance to live their lives freely, with no obligation for any sort of duty. A chance to fulfill what they believe is their destiny. We'll help where we can. But now, for once, the choice of life that they want to live is in their hands. He gives a salute to all four of you as you watch the entire crew salute as well. And then eventually, an uproarious cheer from the entire crew as you are recognized as the heroes you have become. The only question now is, what does life hold for these four? Well, we'll find out in our finale in 2 weeks.